Hey, what's up everyone? Monado Max here. Today we got a awesome discussion today. We're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct. Now, I know what you're thinking. Max, there's been no Nintendo Direct announced yet. You're correct. But there's been a Direct every year since I believe 2012 in September. I expect no different this year from Nintendo. Now, there might not be a normal Nintendo Direct that we're thinking, but we could get something like a partner showcase or whatever. But we're going to continue the tradition of predicting Nintendo Directs for September, because I'm pretty sure everyone here is in belief that we're getting a Direct. So, at the time of this recording, a Direct was never announced, but we're still predicting because there's enough to predict where we can make our own predictions video. Now, I have a great guest lineup for you guys today. I'll start. We got Itachi Cosplays.
What's going on, everybody?
We have J. Matthew.
Hey! What's going on?
We have John Tendo 64.
Well, hello there.
Alright, so one thing first off, guys. We actually are not talking about Smash Bros. At all in this video. Me and Itachi, we're going to have our own separate video talking about who's coming to Smash as the final DLC character, because we do think it's probably happening in the Direct. Now, I will start off with the first thing I have on my list. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I know a lot of you probably have this on your list too. In case you guys are under a rock, this game got leaked literally last week. A lot of details actually got leaked about the game. Things saying that it takes the Switch hardware to its limits, which that kind of sounds scary since, you know, some of those Xenoblade games, they kind of had some frame rate issues sometimes, so hopefully it's not too wild for the Switch. But there's a lot going for this game. Talks about characters from both Xenoblade 1 and 2 are going to show up, which that excites me a lot. So yeah, I expect Xenoblade will be shown off at either maybe the opening of a Direct, or that's like their big last announcement at the end of the Direct. Itachi, you're next.
So, oh my god, I am so excited for this game. I hope that this rumor is, like, true. I do believe it. The thing that tipped me off the most about me believing it was, Direct Feed Games Nate, backing it up, saying that it was 100% true. That made me, like, because I trust him a lot, that made me think, oh wow, okay, so this is probably true. And if it's the sequel to Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade 2 is my favorite Xenoblade. They're gonna have returning characters. If it's in the far future, I assume that it's only gonna be like blades that return, because if it's in the far future, I assume other people aren't alive anymore. But oh man, I do think Xenoblade 3 is gonna be announced, and I just I also think that it's gonna end the Direct. I don't think it's gonna start it.
J. Matthew, what else do you got?
Well, there's the Grand Theft Auto trilogy coming to apparently coming to Switch, which has been rumored forever now, since as long as I can remember. But very recently, it's been talked about a ton by, you know, outlets, YouTubers, everyone. And I'm pretty sure it's pretty much confirmed. It's supposed to be Vice City 3 and San Andreas. Sadly, not like along with Chinatown Wars, Liberty City Stories. Just those three. And yeah, I think it'll be in the Direct. It's not going to be a hard port. I mean, they're PS2 games. It's going to sell very well. Because people want GTA on the Switch. They really, really want GTA on the Switch. You know, people want five, but you know, at least this is GTA on the Switch. It's something. And if this sells well, which I think it's going to, maybe we can get even more Rockstar games on the Switch, because Rockstar doesn't really do Nintendo as much. So like, we can get Red Dead Redemption Remastered. We can get
Gosh, that'd be so awesome. That would be so awesome. Red Dead on the Switch. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the most popular predictions right now going around. Grand Theft Auto trilogy on the Switch, which I think is going to happen.
So before we move to John, I actually do have the GTA stuff on my list, but I have a little bit of a weirder prediction. I think the GTA remasters are going to be announced before the Direct, but they're not going to announce that it's coming to the Switch. They're going to announce that it's going to come to the
Oh.
Switch at the Direct. We've
Yep,
seen
that's what I got.
sometimes with third-party games in terms of what's coming to the Switch. They've announced it, like Nintendo announced it their own way, that it was coming to the Switch, not with announcing it where everyone else was announcing that it was coming to their own platform. So I think that's what's going to happen. Alrighty, John, what do you have as a prediction?
Or what do you want?
Or what you want? Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah, I did dig up a note of some things. So I don't have anything that's too big or crazy. Honestly, the biggest thing that I have that's like sort of a prediction, more so wishful thinking, is a massive revamp of Nintendo, like I guess Labo, but like Nintendo VR essentially, because right now the market is really hot for VR. I mean, crazy hot. I don't know what you guys know about VR, but Nintendo has all the pieces to make VR work literally perfectly, and they're just allowing themselves to get walked all over by Facebook with the Oculus and even PlayStation with the PSVR. I feel like with all the patents that they've been with all the ideas that they've been patenting and all the new hardware that they've been secretly working on, and seeing how modular the Switch is, especially now that we have like a Switch OLED, a new confirmed like physical body, you know what I mean? Like it's totally different from the standard Switch. I feel like essentially Nintendo VR is something that they're going to announce pretty soon, to be honest.
All right, so it's my turn. I got a wild prediction. This is about to be really wild. I know a lot of people in this call are going to not believe this. I'm putting a Zelda collection. I think it's going to be announced at this Direct.
I did too.
I
I gave a reason why.
I did a dedicated video on why I think the Zelda collection is still a thing, despite what Anuma kind of hinted to at the E3.
It's definitely gonna be a thing. There's no way they're gonna make a Mario one and not a Zelda one. They go hand in hand.
I am like 99% sure that it's going to be following the same pattern as 3D All-Stars, where it was announced 2 weeks before it was coming out.
Yes, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna bring up the collection too, and I says 3D All Stars released September and was announced in September, like weeks apart, and that's the month we're talking about. That's the Direct. It only makes sense. It's the same time frame. They gotta just do that.
So the reason why I'm thinking this is we actually just brought him up. DirectV Games, Nate the Hate. Somebody tweeted at him. I had to do some research on my Xenoblade 3 video, and I was looking at his Twitter replies because he's talked about Xenoblade X not being a thing, not in development right now for the Switch. I was going through his replies. Somebody asked him, what's happening with the Twilight Princess HD port that was rumored to the Switch? And he was basically like, he was basically saying it's a matter of when. That's all he said to that. And I take that as, it's still a thing. It's still happening. I mean, he actually was one of the people, I'm pretty sure, that said earlier this year that he had heard that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD were coming to the Switch. He just didn't know when. And if we look at the Nintendo Switch release calendar in terms of the games that Nintendo is releasing this year, there's one perfect spot that makes sense to release this. If we look when WarioWare comes out, it comes out September 10th.
The 10th. Yeah.
There is a lot of space between that month after that to put a Zelda collection. Like there's like a big gap right there. There's nothing else coming out for September other than WarioWare. I feel like at the closer to the end of September, we could see this announced, it's going to be announced at the Direct, and then they're going to announce that it's coming out at the end of the month. And it's going to consist of Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker HD, and Twilight Princess. And they're going to market it like a Triforce collection. Tachi, you're up.
Oh, no, go ahead, John.
Oh, I was just gonna say, to your point, do you think they would include Majora's Mask as part of Ocarina of Time, or like?
That's the issue.
I see some people speculating that if they were to put Ocarina of Time, they couldn't leave it without Majora's Mask, but that they would essentially like bundle those as one title in the trilogy. Like it's 4, but those 2 are 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've seen some people explain it in a weird way, but it kind of makes sense. And I wonder, like, I feel like maybe they'll do that, or maybe just make it a 4-title thing.
I feel like that's giving too much stuff for Nintendo. I feel like that's like too much of a good deal for them. That's why I'm
don't
saying not Majora's Mask, and it's like a difficult situation because that's the one Zelda game that's not on the Switch if they didn't put Majora's Mask there. The thing that I guess they could do, I mean, this does sound like a Nintendo thing to do, make two collections, price them $60 each, and
Right.
I don't know, but I think it's gonna be 3 games because I feel like they will market it as like a Triforce collection.
Or maybe they put out the remastered promotional disc for the GameCube.
That's
They
funny.
remastered the promotional disc and still call it the promotional disc remastered.
All right, Itachi, you're up.
Okay. Before I say the actual second prediction, could I talk a little bit about the collection? 'Cause
Yeah.
I have the because I didn't get a chance to say anything. So, I do think it's a thing, but I'm kind of the opposite where it's like 2 weeks later. I actually think that Onuo was telling the truth, but the way he worded it, he said that there isn't any more projects or like he said something, but he said something about it only relating to this year. So I think that they will announce the collection. It'll only be Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and it'll come out very early next year. I think like February. Yeah, that's all I have for the Zelda collection. But my second actual prediction is one that people have been talking about. It feels like every single Nintendo related thing since it was announced, and I can't believe it hasn't happened yet, and I really need it to happen because I'm losing hope that this project exists anymore. Is I hope Silksong gets shadow dropped at this direction.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I think Silksong will finally get shown. It has been radio silent, like nothing has been known about it, and
Didn't they
think-
show it in like a PlayStation Direct, or am I dumb?
No, they never showed. They haven't shown it off.
Nothing? Okay.
The last time they showed it off was E3 2019, I believe.
Really?
Whoa,
They-
that is over 2 years away. Wow.
I think that is the only time they ever showed it.
Right. John, you're up.
Oh, wow. Howdy. Yeah, so I have this small prediction, but I've actually, basically, it's not original, obviously, but I do think that they're going to announce Kid Icarus as like a pretty big drop on the Direct, whenever it is. Mostly because there was only one Kid Icarus game for the 3DS, and before that, it hasn't been around since the NES. I feel very strongly about it. Like I said, it was a very small point. I don't have really a lot on it.
So I have
I
a
really hope
question.
it happens.
In
We
terms
just want Kid Icarus.
of
Yes.
Kid Icarus, are you thinking maybe an Uprising HD, or do you think just a brand new game?
I don't really know, because when they were porting all those Wii U titles like super early on, I was hoping that we would get like a couple of really high-end 3DS titles in the mix, like Kid Icarus, but we didn't get it, and I feel like that.
Metopia.
Huh?
Yeah,
We got Metopia.
yeah, we did just get Metopia this year.
Yeah, but I think, here's the thing. That's a valid point, but I think the thing with Metopia is it's one of those newer games that was probably already designed with the Nintendo Switch in mind from the start of development, because Metopia was started really late in the 3DS life cycle. It was released like after the 2DS, or around the same time like the 2DS XL came out. So I feel like that's probably one of those games that was like probably made on a universal binary, whereas Kid Icarus was made like right at the beginning of the 3DS's life cycle. For all we know, it actually was probably a Wii title in development or something. But that's kind of why I'm a little skeptical on seeing Kid Icarus Uprising like a port. But I wouldn't go as far to say as I don't see them doing like Kid Icarus Uprising HD as its own game, like made from the ground up.
Okay, all right. So to add on with what John was saying, it kind of adds on with what you're saying. I have a 3DS port being announced here. I'm gonna put this in with what you were saying, John, since we talked about Kid Icarus. Metopia, the sale numbers came out for that game. That game was super successful. I believe we're gonna start seeing more 3DS ports coming
On
to
the
the
Switch?
Yes.
Awesome.
I believe we're going to see more 3DS ports coming to the Switch. I don't know what port is going to be announced. I feel like we're going to start seeing more of this though. Mainly because if you look at the Wii U titles, we're starting to run out of ports for the Wii U. It looks like a Xenoblade export is not happening, so I feel like we pretty much got every Wii U game ported to the Switch, like all the really good ones. I don't have my Wii U.
Xenoblade X is happening.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope so.
eventually.
It's a
Eventually.
Wii U title. Every Wii U game is gonna come to the Switch, even the bad ones.
All right, so I think we're gonna start seeing more 3DS ports coming to the Switch. It's gonna be HD resed. I don't know what game's gonna be announced. I mean, I guess one of those games that came out in the late 3DS cycle when the Switch was out. I expect a lot of that will be coming since I know a lot of those 3DS games didn't sell well. Like Miitopia on the 3DS, from my understanding, didn't sell well, and that's one of the reasons why they brought that to the Switch. Jvethy,
All
you're
right.
next.
Okay. This is my last big one. After that, I have like 2 small ones for the next round. But I think the Nintendo Online system in this direct is gonna get announced for a GBA Online update, because October is the month after we think this direct is gonna take place, which is when Metroid Dread comes out. So I think they kind of have to put the GBA, or like Game Boy and GBA, but for sure GBA, on the online system, because Metroid Fusion is like the game before Dread, right? It's like Metroid 4, in terms of like 2D games. Now, and there's like 0 missions on there too, but like Fusion is like the one that's like before Dread. So like I feel like with all the Metroid hype going on right now, people are gonna want to play Fusion, and they have to go on the Wii U and buy it. So I think it's smart for Nintendo to go ahead and throw those games onto the Switch. That way we can, play the story before Dread, and Metroid hype is high right now. So
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
September is the perfect time because it comes out October 8th. Dread does, so they gotta do it now.
I like that a lot because it's been a while since we got a system added to the Switch Online. It was was it 2019 when SNES got added?
Yeah.
So that would make sense. I hope that happens.
It's the perfect time. It's the perfect time for GBA.
Yeah, and I really want to play Mario Luigi Superstar Saga, so that'd be awesome.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. So that means it's my turn. All right. So I got a little small one here. I got Splatoon 3.
Yes.
Oh God.
Splatoon 3.
Yes,
We
yes,
You have the right to talk about Splatoon in my presence.
John really likes Splatoon, just so you guys know.
I love
Really likes? Wow, that is a severe, gross understatement.
John loves Splatoon.
Oh man.
I love
Is that a
Splatoon as well.
better statement than likes?
No, you cannot describe my passion for the franchise. It's my favorite. It's my favorite video game franchise of all time.
All right then. All right. Well, I do think we're getting a brand new Splatoon trailer. Probably more on the story. We didn't, surprisingly, this really surprised me. We didn't see Splatoon 3 at the E3 presentation this year. And I guess it kind of makes sense because, we're over a year away from that game. I expect they might say the release date with this trailer. It might be a little bit too soon to say the trailer release date. But I think it's obvious.
In the summer.
Yeah, it's obviously going to come in the summer. So maybe they'll give us a little launch window, like saying summer, something like that. Maybe not a month yet, but it's going to focus on the story. I don't expect anything else being shown other than the story. It's probably just going to be like a 2-minute trailer, and yeah, that's my predictions with Splatoon 3.
Just something.
Just something, basically. Yeah. Tachi, you're up.
Okay. So, we just talked about Splatoon. I think that we will be getting the rumored Donkey Kong game.
Ooh, nice.
That the Odyssey team or the Mario team, Nintendo internal, has been working on. Whether it's a smaller team or not, whether it's a 2D or 3D game, I don't know, but I think they are gonna do it. They have stayed pretty quiet about Donkey Kong's anniversary, aside from just mentioning it on Twitter. I think. I think it's time. I think if they don't show it, at least show it for like an early 2022 release. I don't think it might not exist. It might not exist if they don't show it now. think it's time because it is his anniversary, and I don't see any other point that they would announce it unless it's at the very, very, very beginning of 2022.
So I had Donkey Kong, but I actually took it off. I feel like that game is gonna be more of a second half of the year for 2022. And
Okay.
we've seen some of their first half announcements, and I think there's going to be a few other things that they're going to put in the first half rather than Donkey Kong, because that's a pretty big game that I could see them try to market as a holiday title, potentially. I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe it could be announced. I don't know. I know sometimes Nintendo will be weird. They don't like to announce their stuff till we're a lot closer to that release date.
Yeah, and I actually don't think Donkey Kong will be a holiday title because I think Breath of the Wild 2 is further away than people think. I think that's going to be the holiday title. I don't think we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 anytime soon.
I see.
I agree.
Okay, all right. John, you're up.
Yeah, I think we're talking about Zelda and basically them making a like a Triforce bundle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wondering if they're going to do like a Zelda Maker game, like a lot of other people have theorized, kind of like Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
But what if they did it 3D?
Ooh, that would be
Ooh, that'd be
really
awesome.
tough.
Whoa.
Everybody can just write
big.
stuff, but what if they like made the assets like, you know, from when they were building Breath of the Wild, or maybe that game's pretty big, something like Wind Waker or smaller scale game, you know, like a build your own Zelda world game, you know, like what if they did something like that?
So huge.
That would be huge.
That would be insane.
We kind of got a little bit of a taste of Zelda Maker in the Link's Awakening remake that they did on the Switch.
Right. That's right.
You were able to make your own dungeons. So, you know, they clearly had something in mind for a Zelda Maker. I don't know if it's going to be a 3D Zelda Maker. That'd be pretty cool, if so.
Yeah, that might be a stretch depending on the assets, but yeah.
So they definitely have a Zelda Maker in mind. So I don't know. I think that's a good possibility. All right, J. Matthew, you're up.
All right. Can I knock out two small ones here? Because these are my last two.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. I think. Oh my God. The beginning of this year, they announced Fall Guys for Switch, and their thing was summer 2021. This direct will be in September. Where's the game? Yeah, I think Fall Guys will appear and they'll shadow drop it the same day. So I think that's gonna happen. And then Nickelodeon All Stars, you know, the game everyone's anticipating because Smash. It looks really good. Apparently the netcode's really good. I think that might get a release date or maybe a shadow drop during the direct, but probably just a release date because that does not have one yet. But I think those two games are gonna have an inclusion in that direct, and Fall Guys will release the same day.
To add on with what you're saying, I have a little small thing I want to throw in there. You know how Nintendo Directs usually have that little like small highlight reel where they'll just talk about a lot of things in like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
All right, so I have a wild prediction. I've predicted this for the last 4 years, and it has never happened yet, and I'm going to continue the tradition of predicting this. I know it's not going to happen. I realize that. But for the sake of tradition, I'm still going to be predicting this.
You know, in Smash.
Fallout 4 coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it'll be announced in that little highlight reel. Yes. I know everyone just clicked off this video. So I'm hopeful. You know, maybe cloud version, I don't know. All right. So I have one thing here. I have a Kirby listed. And I know we all are saying like so much stuff. Like we're talking like an E3 direct with a lot of stuff that at least I've mentioned. I don't know if they would talk about Kirby here, but we know a Kirby project has been in development. The Kirby team has talked about it like for the last 2 years, talking about how it's like some special, awesome thing here. And I really, really feel like we are going to see it announced soon, maybe next year, maybe not right now. But I feel like a Kirby game is in development, and it's going to be a 3D Kirby game. That is my prediction.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I would be
maybe
I would be
good.
so excited for that, dude. If Kirby finally got a 3D game, oh my god.
Yeah.
It'd be
I-
crazy.
I
I
don't-
have Kirby 3D also listed, but I think that I don't think it's gonna be here because I think Kirby's anniversary is next year, so I don't think they'll show it off until next year. But I do
Well,
think
maybe
that
they'll
Kirby 3D
announce it.
is-
Yeah, they might announce something. You know.
They might. It has been a while since their team has announced it, or since their team has announced anything.
Knowing our luck, we're gonna end up with Kirby Fighters 3 as the announcement. The big Kirby
Dude,
game. That's the thing that they've been developing for years. 3D
my
fighting
God.
game. That's what's gonna end up.
That's the big game.
All right, Itachi, you're up.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out my last two. First one, Metroid Dread is obviously coming out in October. I think that the big focus on this, like, you know, sometimes they have like a little like 7 minutes worth of the direct is dedicated to one game. I think that focus is gonna be Metroid Dread. Another small thing, which is unfortunate news, is I don't think we're gonna see Breath of the Wild 2 in this direct at all. It says, I already mentioned earlier, I think it's further away than we think, or that most people think, and I just don't think we'll see it again until next year. And the last thing that I think that they should show off, if we haven't seen an update on this, even longer than Silksong, is where the hell is Bayonetta 3?
Oh yeah.
Where is Bayonetta 3? We do not have Bayonetta 3. First, Kamiya said that he hadn't talked about it because they wanted to focus on Astral Chain. Astral Chain released a long time ago, and ever since then he's just been saying that development has been going smoothly on Bayonetta 3, but we haven't seen anything about it.
Wow, that's whew. All right,
Yeah.
so let's question. Do you guys really think the development of Bayonetta 3 is going well?
I think, okay, so it's one of two things. It's either going horribly wrong in its damage control, or it is going well, but their ambition is very high, and they're trying to make Bayonetta 3 like a very like phenomenal game. Like Bayonetta 1 2 already great games, but they're probably trying to make Bayonetta 3
Trying to
like,
nail it.
yeah, like they might be doing something different. I don't know, but it's one of those two. It's either going horribly wrong, or they're putting so much stuff in it.
Whew, I hope that happens. I have so many friends that have like lost hope on that game. That would be awesome for it to be talked about again. Man, I really wonder what's happening with that game. Interesting.
Yeah.
John, you're up.
Oh, bet. I was gonna say, honestly, with the Bayonetta thing, it might take a minute, just considering like how long it took us to get like Bayonetta 2, and especially like on here. But anyway, my thing, I was saving this one like for last, really, because this is like the best thing that I have. Mario Kart Ultimate is something that I really do think is gonna happen, because Mario Kart 8 has been out for, what is it, 7 years? That game came out in 2014, 15 or so.
Mm-hmm.
That game came out forever ago, and it's not like there's like no content updates or anything like that. We just got a deluxe version of the game. Not complaining, but we've also seen Mario Kart Tour come out on mobile, and Mario Kart Live Home Circuit release on the Switch, which shows that multiple Mario Kart titles can coexist on the same platform.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of really confident in this, that Nintendo's gonna essentially announce a Mario Kart Ultimate that gets like the Smash Bros treatment, which is like at least every character. I can understand actually if they didn't include every last map, but basically something like that where it has all the maps and all the characters, because as I was saying before, like the Switch is just that console that's like, it's like the ultimate thing for Nintendo. They can't really do anything else except for maybe go back to the 3DS form factor. So I feel like if they just updated the, like, you know, Mario Kart 8's been out for a while, if they just update like some of their big games like that every couple of years with like new content and a fresh UI, I could see it working. I don't really see the need for them to release like a Mario Kart 9 with a prospectful future of like other Mario Kart titles. I think that it should just be Mario Kart, and then they just add content from there. But yeah, I think that they're going to announce a Mario Kart Ultimate that has all the content from all the previous games and all the game modes as well. I'm very upset to see Versus Mode having been lost in Mario Kart 7 only to come back in Mario Kart 8. Especially, there's like, I think, what was it, like 9 or 12 characters that you could pick in Mario Kart 7, which was like so little. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
All right, that'd be awesome. I'm tired of seeing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe being the #1 best-selling Switch game.
It's one of my favorite Mario Karts, but I think it's time to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah,
I think the game needs like a little bit of an update. I feel like I go back to play the other Mario Karts, which maybe, who knows, Nintendo maybe wants us to do that. But like, man, I'd kill to see like all the old courses being remade. Like, even if they're not remade, what if there was like a mode where like the graphics are different and it looks like Super Circuit, for example, you know, like they remade that entire Mario's circuit from Super Circuit. They remade it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I'm like, hey, I can see it happening. I also am a simp for Waluigi pinball.
All right, J. Matthew, you're
All
up.
right, I got a weird one, guys. I got a weird one. Okay, so this is a September Direct. You know, we just talked about Mario Kart. We just talked about how we want to get the Zelda collection because it's the same month as the All Stars collection. Well, guess what else was announced during that same Direct that 3 All Stars were announced? Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Now, not only do I think that game may get more character karts, but I think we might get like another weird toy.
Gosh dang
like
it, J.
that.
Matthew, this was the last thing I was gonna say. No,
Yes.
I'm joking.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we might get another really weird toy like that, where it's like, I don't know, it was Link's walking around. You gotta knock down some cups. I don't know, some kind of weird game like that connects to a big old, a big figure that, you know, connects to the game. And that's the whole game. Something like that might happen.
Brained. Oh my god, you just had a big brain thing. What if they link that with Amiibo?
Right.
That'd be cool. So what I was thinking is, what if what if it's like kind of like a cart thing, but he's in like a minecart, and it's Link's crossbow training.
Right. Something weird like that.
Something like
comes
that.
up.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, and I have one really small thing left, and that's like some more Animal Crossing updates, because, you know, they always gonna update that game.
Yeah. Okay, so I had exactly what J. Matthew just said, but
That's so weird that you had that, because that's such an obscure prediction, you know.
yeah. And then Itachi said exactly what I was going to say with it, that being
Link's crossbow training.
a Link's crossbow training AR game.
Oh my god.
What
I'm so sorry,
no, it's all good. It's all good. What I'm envisioning though is that it's going to be like the action figure, like kind of like what they did with Mario Kart, but it's not going to be in a cart. It's going to be Link walking, and then you get to turn around a lot and just shoot, like, you know, crossbow training basically, something like that.
There'll be like targets in the box or something like that. You know?
Yeah. And I think it's going to happen again. Some sort of Nintendo AR game. The cell numbers never was released for Mario Kart Home Circuit, but it's kind of just assumed it sold like crazy, because at one point those things were really hard to find for a few months, and now you can just find them everywhere. So I'm assuming it sold pretty well for Nintendo, and I bet the company that did that, they'll probably do another AR game. And I think Link or Zelda series would be next in line. Maybe they did something like, I don't know, Splatoon as an AR game. I don't know. I think there's a lot of possibilities you can do with AR, and I would like to see another thing done. So yeah, that's my last prediction. That's everyone's last prediction. Unfortunately, my last one was told already. I'm so sorry, guys. No, I'm joking. It just means we all have the same mindset. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm gonna let you all plug yourselves, and then we will end the video. Tashi, you're up first.
Alright, you guys can find me at twitch.tv/UsajiCosplays. I start new schedules today. Actually, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And you can also find my Twitter stuff at Twitter username Itachi Cosplays as well.
John Tendo.
Nintendo 64 on every platform. I'll be waiting for you.
J Matthew?
All right, on YouTube, J Matthew, capital J, capital M, so J Matthew all together. I do review videos that it's usually combined with skits. Sometimes I do unboxings, and so more recently some vlogs here and there. But I got a new video come out in like a week or two. I just uploaded one less than a week ago. My Twitter is at JMatthewYouTube. Once again, all together. And yeah, that's all I got.
Let's get J Matthew to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I think you're like a little bit less than 60, something like that.
Let's go.
It's 947.
Let's get you there.
So-
We got to get J Matthew to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If you guys have not subscribed to J Matthew yet, go check him out.
Thank you. And dude, not only me, but you're gonna hit 2K in like a week or two.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
I am less than 20
keep-
away.
Every time because I don't know why, like instinctively I look at my channels list a lot and I always see you there, and every time a number goes up and I'm like, damn.
Alrighty, guys, so we've made it to the end of the video. We've all been talking for way too much. We want to hear your thoughts, your predictions. Do you think all of our predictions were too wild? Did we go too overboard? Let us all know in the comments down below. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check me out on Twitter, check us out on the Discord server, all that which will be in the description below. Also with everyone's links that we were just talking about will also be in the description below. Thank you guys for coming on. I very much appreciate it. And I will see everyone in the next video. Peace.
Can I fart now?